Hello. Oh, we almost forgot the mic. We almost forgot the mic. Oh boy, that would have been bad if we forgot the mic. I know I did that one time before. Hello. Welcome back. It's nice to see you again. And wow, things have changed. Boy, and so here we go. Let's get right into this. So this is the bull market support band. We just touched it and we're coming back down. We're not holding it. But hey, listen. I've said this so many times, but if we've closed below this 50-week moving average, I don't think, I don't think we're going to make it out of this. I still think this line that I'm holding here, this whole thing is what's going to play out. That maybe the first couple of days, so it's the first, maybe this week we stay up, but I think we're coming back down. That is what I think is going to happen. I don't even think we're going to get into this into the bull market support band here. This is the 21 and the 20. I just don't. And you know why? You know why I feel this way? The reason I feel this way is what richest Bitcoin holders. Oh no, we don't want richest. Here, if I type in chart of largest wallet addresses, let's see if I should have. Sorry guys, I should have had this ready to go before. There was a huge spike basically. The day that Russia attacked, there was a huge spike in Bitcoin. And what that essentially means, oh, here we go. Look at that thing. Holy crap, dude. Look at that thing. That is wild. That is absolutely wild. This is the day, I think, the day or the day after Russia invaded. This is like a giant spike. Well, guess what this means? This is a bunch of Russian billionaires storing their cash in Bitcoin. Right, this is the 27th, 28th, and I believe that's the day that Russia invaded. So what does, you know, this is a temporary thing. These people are going to move their money out because they can't spend their Bitcoin in the state it's in, right? This is just a place to store it so that their funds don't get screwed by the sanctions. And this is what's happening. So I think these temporary places to hold it are here. We see a small spike, and it's actually a pretty large spike, but I would call this, and look, I might eat my words later, but I would call this spike pretty artificial because it's these oligarchs, these super billionaires that like loaded up Bitcoin as a store of value, which is exactly what it's used for, right? Down here. But I think what's going to happen shortly is they're going to start taking their cash out. When they can figure out how to take their cash out safely, they're going to start taking it out. If that, they got to take it out in yen, or they got to take it out in whatever currency they're allowed to take it in. As soon as the sanctions start easing up or whatever it might be, and I don't know when that's going to happen, but or if they can find a loophole out, I don't think they want to keep it in Bitcoin, right? I mean, but there's a counter to this. There's a counter, and it's a pretty bullish counter. The bullish counter is that they keep it in Bitcoin and they demand that the people they want to buy from allow Bitcoin to, transact in Bitcoin. And that's powerful. That is an interesting move. That could lead to some powerful things, right? Like really getting some momentum on the bit. Listen, I want to buy my yacht, my $10 million yacht, but I want to buy it in Bitcoin. Sorry, that's a Russian accent, right? It's like, I want to buy my yacht in Bitcoin. It's terrible. But if that happens, there you go. This is a trickle down up thing, right? So right from the top, it's coming down. That's generally how these kind of weird tech work. It's much easier with Bitcoin, right? You can just wait and sit there as like the transaction goes through, so on and so forth, and all these companies can, set up their Bitcoin addresses. Entirely possible, but I don't think that's gonna precipitate what we're thinking really fast. Though, I mean, over here, I thought something similar. I was thinking, listen, it's gonna go lower and lower, and it didn't, right? And we got this big, big bar. And same thing here. We got this big bar. Let's see what happens. I mean, we had a big bar here before, right? We had a giant bar before, and that didn't pan out. The next day, next week we struggled. So here we go. I'm gonna stick with this prediction, and yeah, you know what? I like predicting. I enjoy predicting. My prediction is that we're going to be okay for the first week of March, and then the second, third, and then we're gonna struggle. That is my prediction. Similar to this, like great first week, and then we struggle the next 3 weeks. Great first week, we struggle the next 3 weeks. I didn't buy. Assuming, and it's a bad move because I could have sold here and made some great profit, but I did not. It's like 10K profit basically per coin. Right. I'm always nervous when it gets down here. I'm like, oh man, it's gonna go lower. And you know, what I should do is purchase like at 25%, 25%, 25% each time, and that should be fine. But let's talk about strategies for you. This is what we know. When Bitcoin gets past this bull market support band, altcoins start rocketing. And if it starts turning over, you bet altcoins are going to start dumping really fast. So there's 3 strategies here that I would think of. The first strategy is if you're like super risk on. And let me define risk on. Risk on is like your risk appetite is really high. If your risk appetite's really high, then you could just go YOLO in right now. Well, that's what I could do. If my risk appetite was high, remember this is financial entertainment and not advice, you could just YOLO your bag right now. Right? YOLO it all into altcoins. Screw Bitcoin, because altcoins are the ones that are going to like 5x from here to here, right? Especially if it stalls. Like if Bitcoin keeps going, then altcoins are not going to go that, they're not going to go that wild. But if Bitcoin stalls over here, altcoins are going to rip. Like just shoot. So it's going to be very interesting. So if you want a high risk play, then the high risk play would be to start buying like really YOLO, right? Dump your whole bag into some alts and see what happens and watch what happens. If you want a medium risk portfolio, I would say dip your toes into some alts, right? And I haven't chosen my alts yet, but I'm going to start picking them. But I mean, I don't have conviction here, which is the big problem. But anyways, yeah, I don't have conviction. But if you have some conviction, you could start dipping in. And because you're here, you're still below the bull market support band, right? So you'd have to be a little cautious. And by dipping, like, you know, maybe putting some of your bag at 5 or 10% bag in and seeing what happens into your favorite alt. Maybe not your favorite alt, because, you know, if ADA is your favorite alt, you ain't getting nowhere fast. I don't think ADA would do anything if you went up to here. Maybe a $1.30 at the most. It'd be really absurd. It's the most annoying coin. And you know, I don't really like the founder. That guy looks older than he is. He's like 30 something, but he looks like he's 40 something. So he's like playing this mask game. It's really, it annoys me a little bit, like lying to us. And if you were really low risk, you'd wait for Bitcoin to pass this, the support band, like get up to here. And then once you got up to here is when you would start buying. But then you have to watch out because this stuff could just go around like this and come down. Right? And we got to watch out for all these scenarios. It's really absurd. It actually annoys me a little bit. But I guess this is part of the game, right? This is the deal that we signed up for. And, you know, we'll have to see. But this is it. I've said this before. I've said this many times before. We're below the 50-week moving average. If we are, we normally go and test the 100. And then we really go and test the 200. The problem with this is if we went down to test the 200, the bull market's over, right? The bull market is completely over. And we are now in a bear market. And if that is the case, then the diminishing returns theory is absurd. Like the amount of diminishment that has occurred is really, really high, right? So that's a concerning sentiment. So my strategy now is if we get down to here, I am buying. I don't care, right? I'm just gonna do it. I was watching this as it was happening. It was wild, and I remember like it was just the most absurd thing, right? I'm going to just purchase YOLO my bag in, I guess, around here. I have buy orders coming all the way down. Because I just, like, as you can see, and I just don't know what's going to happen. I made some on a short sale here, but I don't know. Anyways, we'll have to wait and see. I will see you guys tomorrow.